cute this little trinket tray is. I got it at a thrift store, and I hope to one day go to Arizona and maybe live there for a few months in a van. It is so beautiful out there, and I've been told the sunsets are magical. This is going to be a love reading for, it could be a relationship that's on your mind. It could be a friend or a family member, but I have a feeling this is going to be a really deep reading, and that it is going to be about not only the people that you love, but about yourself. And on this channel, Awakening Love, we are open 111 on the timer. You might have been seeing 222 a lot. So I'm gonna start the reading off by talking for a little bit, because this relaxes your mind with the music as well. This gets you into a receptive state to hear the message that is meant for you, and to allow your heart and mind to be open to it. So when you're in a more relaxed state, you're going to be able to hear what I'm saying and take it intuitively. So in this reading, I want you to take what resonates, and I want you to leave the rest for the next person. So if you've been really confused about love lately, this reading is going to not only clarify what you need to look at in yourself, but it's also going to help you to understand the person or the people that you are in a situation with. So everything in our mirror is everything in our reality is a mirror, and how we treat ourselves is how reality will treat us. And one of the most powerful things we can do when we are confused in a relationship is to look in the mirror and tell ourselves the things that we want that person to say to us, and things that we wish our parents would say to us, and tell yourself how proud you are and how much you love yourself. And this particularly activates the part in your brain of self-worth, self-worth, and loving yourself even when you make mistakes. And when you activate this part of your brain, it allows miracles to flow in, because you're on the frequency of freedom and unconditional love, and you're not putting it on anything. So I've got some crystals here. I've got an amethyst for inner peace. I've got a green, I think this is an aventurine. This clears out any radiation in the air. And of course I have the love quartz. So to begin this love reading, I want you to imagine a golden glowing light over your solar plexus. This is where your power and decisions come from. I want you to feel the warmth. I want you to bring it down into your root. This is the area right under your stomach lining. This is where your self-worth comes from. I want you to feel the love that you have for yourself. And if you don't feel it, I want you to imagine the love you have for your partner, or the person you really love, 444 on the timer, or your family or your dog, whoever you love the most. I want you to imagine that feeling of love, but inside you for yourself. You see them without any of their flaws. Can you see yourself without any of your flaws? Can you love yourself as obsessively as you love others? And I want you to bring that love that's in your root chakra. Feel the warm, glowing under your stomach, the base of your entire body, the top of your legs. I want you to feel that heat going up into your heart chakra. You can put your hand on your heart if you'd like. And I want you to say in your mind or out loud, I am open to unconditional love. I am open to the love of the universe. I'm open to loving myself. And I'm open to divine love entering my life. It is my birthright to receive unconditional love. Okay. So we've activated your energy, and I'm going to begin to tap into it so I can get you your specific reading. Whoever finds this video years to come, take the parts that you know are true. Don't try to stress if I say something that doesn't fit. Leave that and take the rest. Now, my messages are always going to be focused on love and positivity. I'm never going to make assumptions because this is just energy. And when you find readings that say, oh, this is coming out in the reading, this might be happening in your relationship, how can they know that? Because we can tap into the energy of what you're feeling and how you are sensing the situation. We can tap into your person, how they're feeling. Those are thoughts, so they might be thinking about things, but it doesn't mean that those things have been done. So just watch out for fear in readings online and focus on love. So hopefully you can hear me all right. So the power of love coming together in divine union, whether that's a relationship, a friendship, or a relationship that turns to marriage. Two people that fully give themselves up to love without ego, without judgment, without fear, because ego is just fear. Fear of abandonment, that you're going to be left. That's an abandonment when you try to keep them close. Fear that they're going to leave, so you might as well not even try. That's avoidant, you push them away. It's all fear that love is without of us, when love is within us. Love comes from God, and it's our birthright. So we already have it in us. We don't have to go looking for it. We don't have to go seeking. Love is within us. So with that in mind, when you think of your person, you're ultimately thinking of yourself. And if you're upset with them, you're holding them to a standard. Are you holding yourself to that standard? Think of all the things in the relationship where you both have participated. And of course, if you are in a dangerous situation, look at it with love, leave it, get to safety, but focus on how you have always been there for yourself, and you always love yourself. You're going to be with yourself until the end of time. So you might as well start to learn what unconditional love is. That is loving yourself and others no matter what happens. And if it's not the right person and they no longer bring you fulfillment and joy, move on from them and focus on yourself. But the right ones will always come back and always stick around and always show you love. That's how you know that they're meant for you. They don't leave. They stay by your side, and they make sure that you know how much they love you. And if they can't do that right now, they might take some time to go and love themselves and heal themselves, and they'll come back. But at the end of time, it will be masculine energy coming in to take care of feminine energy, taking action. And we can use our intuition to guide ourselves through relationships. We can use affirmations to form our relationship, and we can use mirror work to receive the love that we give ourselves. All of these aspects start within us. You see people who are happy in relationships. That's because they have a good relationship with themselves. Okay. So I'm going to shuffle the cards as I talk. If you're drifting off to sleep, I'm only going to be saying loving, positive things. right off the bat, what we were just talking about, I immediately got a download, okay? Because now, I believe in God, and I know that there's a God that created this earth, and we can talk to him anytime, and that's the intuition that's guiding us. But we have also been programmed to not trust ourselves, to not believe in the words that we hear in our mind. And if they're negative, we do believe them. And it's a spiral. But if we get positive, we almost think it's too good to be true. So cards, oracle cards that are just, I like, this one is an Art Nuevo deck. So beautiful cards that have been painted by artists help us to use our intuition. 1111 on the timer. Okay? So these are, I see them as tools that God gives us to double check, so that before we make a big decision in our life, if we feel the right decision, we might still have fear of trusting ourselves. So as I was talking about unconditional love, 1133 on the timer, I've been seeing that a lot in 1144. Also 711. This might be a reading if you've been seeing 711 or 911. 911. Empress in reverse fell out. So okay, I'm going to say it anyway. I was going to say that Empress in reverse fell out, and that you may be neglecting yourself in a relationship. But it was the Strength card in reverse. So what was I just saying? Not trusting your intuition. You might not believe. Okay, if you have the feeling that something incredible is going to happen, a miracle, but you're not 100% sure, but you've been getting downloads and seeing it, and I'm seeing the 111 on this Strength card. So she's with her lion, but it was in reverse, meaning you may not realize that there is literally a lion inside you, especially if you're divine feminine, because that lion is your intuition of love. That's her strength. And when it's in reverse, it's a reminder of how powerful and strong you are. You could literally create worlds from your mind. You can timeline shift, you can reality jump, and you can create mother freaking humans, because you're a divine feminine. And I really feel like a divine feminine is going to tap into this reading, and this is your message. And you can watch if you're a divine masculine, but ultimately I think you will be watching if you're a divine masculine to understand your divine feminine, your soulmate. But I think you are going to be coming into union with someone that is going to push you onto your dream path in your career. And that comes when you focus on yourself and realize that your intuition has been correct, because your intuition is given to you by God. It's given to you by the creator of the universe. And your intuition is your strength. So we also have, that's very interesting. So we have a lot of pentacles, more pentacles than others, and we have the wands. Wow. So with your intuition being inside you, you may be getting intuitive downloads for an art or career path, like a passion. And if you would just focus on that a little bit every day, you're going to see in a few months, I'm seeing a few months, like 3 to 6 months, you're going to see how far you've come, whether you have clients, or let's say you open a cafe and people are coming in, or you're selling art. or you have fans and you're creating music that inspires. Whatever you are working on or want to work on, God is calling you to put down all of the things that no longer serve you. You're trying to hold everything, and you feel like you're falling apart, and you feel like you have no one there to help you. Someone is coming in for you, but you need to focus on yourself, and you need to focus on your purpose. 555 on the timer. 1555. When you align to your purpose and you know that you are inspiring and living, first of all, for yourself. If you can wake up and you are happy in what you're doing, whether that's just going out in a field in the middle of the day and having a picnic, whether that is laying in the grass and looking at the clouds, whether that is creating art and selling it. Money is tied to your self-worth, but it's just an energy. Money is just an energy. You don't have to focus on the numbers, because when you're truly enjoying yourself and enjoying life, the money's gonna flow in and the love is gonna flow in. And this is what I am all about on Awakening Love. Love is the answer to everything. Love is your purpose. So if love is your purpose, then that means that you can actively choose to focus on love and actively decide that that is what is going to be the key for everything. I am so excited for you, because if you know this information that I am sharing with you from experience and from God, then you are going to be so successful in your love life, in your career passion, in your family's relationship dynamics with your family. You're healing generations. Do you know how powerful you are when you step into your divine feminine? Don't tell the guys. But divine feminine energy is what created this world. Why do you think there's a story in the Bible that says that Adam was created from Eve's rib cage? A rib created his rib cage. He was created from her. She was first. Okay. We are in... I'm just thinking if I said that wrong. Did I say that backwards? It was Adam? You guys know. Whichever one. But there was something I was meant to say in that, and I might have said it wrong, but like, when they say who came first, the seed or the plant, the seed came first, and the women create the seeds that create humans. Women are one of the most powerful creatures on planet Earth. Just our love alone can heal trauma. That's why do you think so many masculines that have been wounded by their parents and their childhood and their life and beat down? Men are supposed to be like the deciders, the action takers, but a lot of these men, they're in stuck mode. They're in a cycle and they can't take action. And they're afraid to trust their judgment, and like, oh, is she the one? Should I be with her? Is this the job? Should I go after my career? Should I do this? Should I, like, some masculine men can't even decide what to eat for dinner. It's sad, because that action was taken away because of, I'm not going to get into it, but society, and we're all distracted. They're trying to distract us so we don't focus on what is important, and that's love. Love is the most important thing. So your relationship is calling you to look at love, to get into nature, and to sit with yourself. When you get into nature and you trust your intuition and you focus on your connection to God and you love yourself and you decide to put down that extra weight. Maybe you're someone that's working a lot of jobs right now. Maybe you're someone that's holding a lot of opinions of others right now. Maybe you're overworking yourself to keep those around you happy, or to keep those around you from saying negative things about you, like, oh, you don't work hard enough, when you know you're working on your passions, you know you're working on things that are going to ultimately bring generational wealth and success for everyone. Everyone else is just focusing on themselves around you. When you are focusing on something bigger than yourself, they might be a little jealous. And we don't really talk about that here, but it's just a fear. It's just an ego fear, like, oh, I just go to work and think about my money, but I could be doing something on the side, a business, so it could grow for my family's wealth. And that might make them uncomfortable with themselves. And that is something that we can look at in with ourselves and say, why does it bother me when these people say things? It all starts with you. Once you heal yourself by just being, you don't have to do all this extra work, shadow work. Just take a journal or write it down, how you feel in the moment. If you ever have a strain headache, write down how you feel. And then comes the Page of Pentacles. We are looking for the Emperor card. We might pull that. We got a lot to come out in this reading. But off the bat, like, I wish you could see how he's 2211 on the timer. How he's just looking, like he's in love, like he's in a gaze. He literally looks like, the way that the cards came out, it looks like he's in love with her. Because she has found her intuition, she's found her strength. She's in nature. This is the Nine of Pentacles. Like, Pentacles, coins, the Nine of Coins is the cards of abundance, wealth. Wealth is an energy, it's not material. So when you feel like you're inspiring people and you're happy when you wake up and you're doing what you really love, guess what's gonna happen? In comes the wealth to invest back into that passion. I think you need to trust yourself more. If you're with someone right now and you really are happy, I think you're coming into some type of long form commitment and union. And if you're not with someone, someone's on the horizon, and your purpose right now, your main focus needs to be yourself. Are you eating right? Are you nurturing yourself? Are you looking in the mirror, telling how much you're proud of everything you've done for yourself and how much you love yourself? And are you doing things that light you up? Because that's how you find your purpose. If you don't know your purpose yet, as I feel like some of you know your purpose, but if you don't know your purpose yet, you are being called to do things that make you happy. Do passionate, fun things that make you happy. And start to focus on your hobbies and start to focus on, like, what lights you up. Before I started this reading, I didn't say this, but I completely forgot. The channel download I was getting was like your inner child. So your inner child really wants to come out and play. Your inner child is what's going to connect you to your divine partner, because a lot of the divine masculines in this world are like so lost from their inner child, and they're really serious, and it's hard for them to connect emotionally unless they're performing in some type of instant gratification, whether that is unhealthy food, whether that is alcohol or drugs, or like, you know, all the 7 deadly sins. If they're heavily focused on that, they are in a state of trying to escape their pain. And a lot of people don't know how to sit with their pain. We'd rather feel nothing than to feel bad. But some of us are healed, and I can tell you from a perspective, I have been through it all. And I have been through every emotion, I have been through every betrayal, I have felt it, seen it, dealt it, and at the end of the day, the only thing that helped me get out was to really sit with the pain without alcohol, to really sit without junk food gratification, and choose myself. And the way you do that and the way I did that was just accepting where I was at. I was like, I can no longer run. I am depressed. I am sad. I am miserable because I wanted people that didn't want me. I wanted friends that didn't want me, that didn't align to me. I wanted people that didn't even see my worth, see my love, and they took me for granted. So I sat and thought, why am I chasing people that would never chase me? It's like that song, I'm getting that song, Bruno Mars, Bullet. I would take a bullet for you, but would you ever die for me, baby? And it's like you would take bullets for these friends, and they would never take a bullet for you. Like it literally says you would watch me burn down in flames. Like that's how I felt. Like I was going in circles and no one wanted to be there for me. And I had to stop and say, I need to be there for me. Just like God is there for me. I need to tap into my connection with God. And that got me out of it, to know that no matter what happens in life, I'll always have myself. And I love myself so much now because I went through that. Some people call it a dark night of the soul. You can look that up if you don't know what that means, but I'm sure most do know what that means. And when you go through this dark night of the soul, you find yourself. It's like you have to hit rock bottom to realize, they say that Jesus or God is the rock at the bottom. But the quote is, you have to hit rock bottom to realize Jesus is at the bottom. Like he's always holding you. And in my eyes, Jesus is love. He was a person that followed his intuition, listened to God, and loved people. That's why he loved every type of person. Like he was friends with thieves and drug heads and really like awful types of people, and he was friends with them. He wasn't close acquaintances, he wasn't like doing what they were doing, but that's what a friend is. You don't have to do what they're doing. You can support them. He supported them unconditionally with love, not in a fake way, not in like, oh hey, how's it going? It was Jesus. He sat with them, he drank wine with them, he ate with them, because he knows what it's like to be on earth. He knows what it's like to struggle. And when they say you need to live like Jesus, live like God, that's what they're referring to. They're referring to us living like Jesus, living like God in love. That means loving people unconditionally, seeing the paths they've walked. When they say put your feet in their shoes, where have they come from? That is seeing their perspective. Why are they reacting the way they are? Like people will say, oh, why do they do that? Or they'll say like, oh, that's such a bad habit to have. Like, don't do that. But like, they don't ask, why are they doing that? They're escaping pain. They're running and running and running. And what happens when you can no longer run? You crash out. And that's the dark night of the soul, explained in simplicity. So you realize at the end of the day that you will make it through, but only if you stop running. And we have so many examples in society. I don't know if you guys know much about Mac Miller, but that is a prime example of someone that had so much love and passion. But when he felt the darkness of the world, once you're a little bit older than a teenager, you realize there's a matrix and there's a freeway, and choosing to numb the pain and not look at how you really feel and run. He was running on an endless loop and it caught up to him. He even used law of attraction in his lyrics. He has songs with lyrics about how he prayed and wished that that thing that happened to him would never happen. And he would affirm it over and over. So you can have the dream life you want and relationship you want if you decide to no longer numb, to no longer drink alcohol every time you're stressed out, to no longer jump in bed, with, even if it's your partner, it's like that is a sacred space. When you're making love to someone, that should be saved for when you are fully committed to each other. And that is how you're going to grow the deep trust within yourself. So when you decide to focus on yourself, even in your, like, especially when you're in that dark night of the soul, especially when you're in your deepest, darkest moments, just sit and be. Don't try to escape it. And eventually, you're gonna realize that this is the reason you decided to come to Earth. This is what your soul signed on for. This is the contract. The contract that your soul signed was to experience every feeling fully, to the fullest extent. Love, sadness, heartbreak, pain. Tears running down your face from joy and tears running down your face from despair. But once you get through that, like, you can realize, even if you have an experience that feels sad, like, I snap out of it so quick. I'm like, this is like, oh, this sucks, basically. But at this point in my journey, I know that everything is working out for me. And when you affirm everything is working out for me, you can realize, oh, so that happened for a reason. That literally was putting me on a new timeline. And you start to see it that way. You start to see better things. And it's like, oh, maybe I was separated from that person because they needed to learn a lesson about, I don't know, some people have to lose what they love to realize how much they really love it, and it sucks. And maybe those aren't the right people at the end of the day, because why would we be with someone that didn't know what they had? But I don't see it that way, mostly. That could be the case sometimes, but especially with friends. But I think, like, with romantic partners, it brings out, like, a sense of, like, vulnerability that they never had. So if you were never given love as a child and it feels, like, disconnected from you, you feel like, oh, I don't deserve this. You feel like you don't deserve it because you've never been given it. So we're just being called, when we want to live like Jesus and love like Jesus and live like God, which is love, live in love. It's to see where people come from. Why are they the way that they are? And when you try to love someone harder, why do they run from that? When at the end of the day, whether it's career, success, money, 333 on the timer, whether it's career, success, money, it's actually 3333. Like, the masculine, my bone just cracked. When you have, like, a masculine energy, it's like to get money, to get the house, to get the dream partner. Even I was like, oh, I just, like, want this dream partner so bad because they're everything I ever wanted. Why don't they want me? And it's like you're chasing things outside of you, when in reality, it's all within you. That person loved you at one point. Well, we all love each other at all points, but it's fear. But the person was so deeply in love with you because you were so deeply in love with you. You were focused on your passions. It was a mirror. So I don't know if you know the song Mirrors by Justin Timberlake, but it's like that. It's like you're looking right at the other half of me, and he literally says in the song he didn't, like, realize she was there the whole time. And then he's like, and I realized you were right in front of me this whole time. Me. Like, when you're upset with them, you're upset with yourself. Like, you're reflecting and you're like, oh, why can't they just change? And it's like, you're literally asking them why they can't change. They're probably thinking, why can't you change? And you're like, I'm perfect. And they're probably thinking I'm perfect. So sometimes things have to fall apart so they can learn their lesson and heal. And you can heal and learn your lesson to not give yourself away so much and so easily, and that your trust should be earned. And not to be afraid to not trust people, like, oh, I'm gonna get hurt. but just to focus a little more on God and less on other people. Because even if you were apart from that person for like 20 years and you've decided to be loyal to them and you're like, I will wait 20, 30, 40, 50 years because I know in my soul that we had a past life together and that's my one. People would see that as like, oh, that's extreme, because they're thinking physically, like, oh, so you're never gonna get to kiss anyone, you're never gonna get to hug, you're never gonna get to, experience marriage. And it's like, well, you have all those things with yourself. And if you're thinking on like a physical, like instant gratification level, no, you can't do all those other things. But that's the point. You're not supposed to do all those other things until you're like in that soul frequency. So life is to be enjoyed, and the point I'm making is that you can have all those things instantly now. Love now. You want to look at someone and have them tell you how much they love you? Go look in the mirror and do it with yourself. You want to hold someone's hand because it feels so good to be connected to a human? Hold your own hand. You want to get a hug? Literally, that is such a healing therapy, is to hug yourself and actually like wrap your arms around and be like, hold yourself and say, like, I love who I am. Like, I've done that before and just cried because some people have never been held like that. And this was like when I was a teenager. So I had never been in a relationship yet where someone had like held me and really said how much they love me. And then when I experienced it with a person, with a divine masculine, it was like a full circle moment. And I was like, oh, it was because I fully loved every part of myself. The parts that people made fun of, the parts that people judged. Like, I was a goofy child. I know a lot of people were goofy. Like Tyler the Creator says, goofy and all mouses. So you're supposed to step into that goofiness, that even if it's sadness, the real you, and love it all. And you're gonna, over time, start to love yourself more, and you're gonna start to see more opportunities because your vibration is raising. But this is all done without substance, without alcohol, without heavy drugs, without like numbing yourself. It's gonna come naturally because you chose to focus on yourself. Do you remember when I thought I pulled the Empress card? Empress on top. So with that whole message I just gave, if you like rewatch this as many times as it takes, that is like all of the advice I've ever learned, and that has put me on top of my world. Like, I am my favorite person. I know that I am deserving of everything. I have so many creative ideas, and I don't just write them down anymore. I take action because I trust myself. My intuition is stronger than it's ever been. My faith is stronger than it's ever been. My bank accounts are growing. My faith in God is growing. And that's what's gonna lead you to union with the person you want to be. We all came here to love. Like, everyone knows it. Everyone knows it. Some people just lie about it. Like, not on purpose, but they just want to hide the fact that we're all here for love, because that was the point of Earth. So the Divine Empress came out, but first I want to say what I was going to say at the beginning of this reading is, like, the whole point of life is for us to realize compassion for others, to realize compassion in ourselves, and then to come full circle oneness in divine union. So we're going to keep having generations and generations and generations until everyone comes into union with oneself, till everyone is sent at the highest frequency of love, and we can all come home to Jesus. And that's like the rapture that the Bible talks about. But at the end of the day, it's really just like us all coming together to love each other and to be one. And the way that that's achieved the quickest is love with God, love with ourselves, and love with the person that we want to be with. And usually the person we want to be with, there's a reason we want to be with them, because they were probably with us in a past life. So that's why you can feel like it's so hard to let someone go or get on with your life, because they might be your soulmate. Like, they might be the one that's meant to be with you, and you keep going back to them for a reason. Okay, so trust your intuition. That's what this was about. And here comes the Empress card. So you're focused on yourself. You're doing the mirror work. You're loving yourself. You're taking yourself out on dates because you love to have fun. So why wait for a masculine to come scoop you up? Scoop yourself up. Be your own sugar daddy. And here comes your man and your masculine. This is a heavy divine feminine reading. I mean, I'm pulling the feminine cards. So if you have divine feminine energy, just know your masculine's coming in for you. And with the Empress card, I've never noticed that, but there is the female symbol on a stone. Okay, so she has her light torch. So you hold your own light, and this is the 111 card. I've been seeing 111 a lot. So a little story, I was driving today and I saw 111, and I thought, wow, I keep seeing 111 everywhere. What if I see 222 again? And I was like, I'm shocked I didn't just see 222. As I said that, I looked to my right and the mailbox said 222. So I'm freaking out, and I'm like, I just instantly knew that, or what? Because it wasn't manifested, because it was already there. So I was into my intuition, so I just kept driving. And I did not see the address. I was delivering something, and when I got to that person's house, the address, they, like, on another street, which this never happens. I drive around a lot and I've never seen this. One street, the house was 222, and the next street over, the house was 222, and I was delivering at the 222 the second time. So 111, 222, 222. And all day on the clock, I've been seeing 222, 111, 1222, 1111. So those numbers are popping up as a reminder that you're not crazy. When you see 111, whatever you're thinking on, catch yourself and be like, oh, I was just thinking about how I want to do this art project. Boom. The universe is like, go for it, because it's going to lead to wealth and abundance and possibly love. Don't go seeking love, go seeking life, and love will find you. Especially for the divine feminines and divine masculines, go seeking life, and if you find love, go after it. Like, scoop that girl up, okay? Because sooner or later, someone is going to see how amazing she is, and you're going to wish it was you. So if you're divine masculine, take action. If you're divine feminine, focus on yourself. And when the masculine comes in, give him unconditional love, because feminines are supposed to be that safe mothering space for the masculines that didn't receive that mothering love growing up, or they felt it and it was controlling. Like, lots of things, but it all comes from ourselves. 333 on the timer. Okay, so I'm just like drawing cards. Wow. So I just like grabbed that because I felt called to, and it's Queen of Swords. These are all feminine cards. So the Queen of Swords is sitting in her throne. Her robe has clouds on it, so clouds could be significant. I've been seeing clouds everywhere, like, obviously, but I've been focusing on them more than ever, like painting clouds, being enamored with clouds, seeing like cotton candy. And there's trees in the background. So the sky is really important. And she has like this serious face, like no one can tell her she's not the queen of her world. No one can tell her that her intuition is off, and she kind of has her sword up, but she's not like afraid. This isn't like the other sword cards I've seen. She knows that whatever comes her way, she can handle it because she's dealt with it in the past. And you have all the tools you need to get through this next chapter. I drew the King of Cups. And then the clock when I drew it said 4444. What am I holding? Okay, let me explain. I'm sorry. Some of you may have never gotten card readings before. Um, um, so, we pulled the Empress, and then we pulled the Empress, and then we pulled the Queen of Swords with the Strength card. And I said to focus on your divine feminine, stand in your feminine power, love yourself, focus on your passions, create art, love yourself, right? And get prepared to love a masculine. And I said, be that mothering energy, and they will come in and you will be in union with them. And then your masculine is right around the corner. King of Pentacles. Okay, Taurus might be the sign of your masculine, because like, I'm not just saying that. Like, these are literally the Taurus symbols, and I think the Taurus is the bull. Yeah, the Taurus is the bull. So it's literally the bull. Like, it can't be anything. I mean, it could be a cow. Maybe cows are significant, but it looks like a bull. And he has his foot. He has his foot on an animal. Don't know what that represents, but just the way his like robe is cloaked, and it looks like leaves. Like, he's surrounded by nature. So this masculine coming in knows exactly what he wants. He knows what he wants, and he knows he wants you. And the reason why I'm saying that is because the bull with the horns is representative of stubborn and hard-headed, but in this sense, I think it's like he's gonna get you no matter what. He's gonna want to be in your life no matter what obstacles you two go through. He is going to fill your cup up, because we also have the King of Cups. Wow, and now my nose is itching a lot. I forget what that means. Okay, so he's not only just holding his King of Cups, he's holding his wand, which is like his power of like, he knows what he wants. He knows that he is the decider of his reality, and he wants you, and he's gonna decide. And I think this is someone that is ready to step into their powerful era. They're ready to stop working for other people, and they're ready to focus on their career and focus on themselves. And they want to create something for you. And he also has a fish on his necklace, and this guy is smiling, and this guy is very serious. So you've got like playful energy. Water signs could be significant. Aquarius, because there's water at the bottom here. Maybe you might be an Aquarius, because he's got a fish on his necklace and water at the bottom, like he's in love with the ocean. So the ocean could be significant. Wow. It's someone that wants to take you to the ocean, I'm hearing. I'm so happy for you. Like, this reading is really magical. That's all I can say. Okay, let's get some clarity. Okay, so let's clarify. Ow. I was literally gonna do like a 10-minute reading. This is too good to be true. It's not too good to be true. This is just so good. You might be thinking that when this person comes in, it is too good to be true. I want you to toss that out the window. It's not too good to be true, because confirmation burp. People always say that, and I think it's funny, but I did just hiccup 3 times. 3. So if I see a pattern in all this, it's that they're both, the masculine and the feminine, they're both really, they just got this serious look about them, like nothing's gonna stand in their way. You might have had people trying to stand in your way, whether it was a relationship, maybe outside opinions, maybe people telling you what you should and shouldn't do. But at the end of the day, you knew this was your person. You knew this was your soulmate. Because I'm really seeing people that just look like they are just done with the bull. And we had the bull symbol. So again, Taurus might be significant. Yeah, okay. I keep doing that. Spirit, I want you to clarify. I want you to clarify the King of Pentacles, King of Cups. Is this a partner that has already been known? Is this someone that you're currently with, that you currently have your eyes on? 5111 on the timer. 9 of Wands. He is just looking like paranoid, but serious. He looks like he has his wands protecting himself. Okay, I might need to get some clarity on this, but the Wheel of Fortune is why I freaked out. You've got the Empress, like, this is divine justice. I know everyone says that, and I know that is exhausting to hear, but what other thing can I make of this? That you have literally been given the Strength in reverse, which then was followed by the Empress, followed by the King of Cups, that was followed by the Page of Pentacles, which was followed by the Queen of Swords, and then out comes the mother freaking Wheel of Fortune. Like, and this is a love reading. Your love is, and this is upright. This is upright. You're getting a flipped events. You are getting your, I said Taurus. Again, there's a bull on this. Those are like the only two cards that have the bull. So Taurus and Leo. There's a lion. And lion came out with the strength, though a lisp, maybe. Lions are significant. Taurus is significant. You might have blonde hair, because I'm seeing blonde hair. Pharaohs, Egyptian time, crows, snakes. You might, oh, I've been seeing snakes everywhere. I've never noticed this. There's a person that looks like a red fox right above the Taurus bull. Wow. So this is, wow, and they're reading. Okay, so the lion, I think represents your inner strength as a female. And the bull might be an earth sign that you're coming into. So you and an earth sign and clouds in the background, heaven. Maybe you're an earth sign too. Foxes could be significant because there's literally a fox on here. And yeah, again with the clouds, like just go outside and look at the sky and look at the clouds, and what do you see? And you're gonna get a message in the clouds. Okay. Spirit, can you please clarify this 9 of Wands? Why does the sky look sketched out? And what? Because I get this card a lot in readings, so could you clarify just one card, please? I'm hearing you have everything you need. You have the answers already within you, for sure. Also, this might be significant. I'm playing, I think it's Native American, like flute frequencies. It's by someone named Ida Mendoza, Eco Feather and Ida Mendoza. So this is called Song of the Spirit. So that might be something. I'm gonna go with the one that fell on the floor first. Okay. Yep. There's definitely some chatterboxing going down in your relationship. Yep. This might be you. This guy is focused on his work. And see how he literally has his tool? He's working, actively creating art on the wall. And they're distracting him. They're trying to talk to him. So someone could be distracting to you while you're trying to work. Threes are very significant. And they're literally like holding out paper like, look at this. But he actually looks like upset. Like, dude, you see I'm trying to focus. You see I'm trying to work. Okay. And we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. So I just got the answer. Okay, so like I was like, can you clarify some of these? And it was like, you already have everything you need. But I still went back to flip for one more answer. You might be really, really not believing your intuition. You're listening, you're hearing it, you're noticing it, but you're not believing yourself. If you're with someone and you feel like they're your person, they are. And you don't have to try to make it fit. You don't have to try to make it work. You just have to love yourself as hard as you can love yourself. Your passions, your joy. Go sit in the sun. Love earth. Love being alive. And you're going to find in time that love is going to chase you, and I'll put money on it that it's the person that you have your eye on, that you love the most. Because they're seeing you for who you are. Because the reading only gets more confusing as I ask for more clarity. You have everything you need within you. You have the answers, okay? And whether you know it or not, your thoughts create your reality, okay? This reading is going to be just at 1 hour long. This was very, like, someone needed to get this message. Because I'm going to clarify this with one. I just flipped to a random page. This is called The Secret. You might want to read it. It's about the secret of life, the secret of living. Your magical life is through your thoughts. What you say will happen. Your words are magic. Your words are very powerful. No one can tell you. We just said intuition. No one can tell you whether you are feeling good or bad, because you are the only one who knows how you're feeling. If you're not sure how you're feeling, you can ask yourself, how am I feeling? You can stop and ask yourself, and this will make you more aware of how you're feeling. So again, with the no numbing, being in the present moment, staying focused on how you feel, staying focused on the love for yourself. The most important thing for you to know is that it is possible to feel bad and still have good thoughts. So whether you're dealing with a situation or you're talking to someone and you feel stress come up, even though you feel stressed and anxious, you can literally choose to have good thoughts. You can literally think to yourself, oh, this is going to be okay. The most important thing for you to know is that it is possible. Your thoughts will determine your frequency, and your feelings tell you immediately what frequency you're on. When you are feeling bad, you are on the frequency of drawing in things on that frequency. But the law of attraction will must respond by broadcasting back to you more pictures of bad things. And when you focus on good things, you'll get more focus on good things. You'll get just good things, good things, good things. And if you don't take an effort to change your thoughts, you're going to keep seeing the same, and you're going to say, bring me more circumstances. that I'm going through, because when you want something to go away, you're asking for more of it subconsciously, not on purpose, because your thoughts actually magnetize what you want. So if you're like, universe, stop sending me money, please stop sending me money, like, I don't want all this money, I just have so much money, I don't know, I I have to keep transferring money from bank to bank to bank because I have so much money, like it's in the thousands. Like if you talk like that for a few days, it has no choice to bring it to you. It's not about whether you say you want it or you don't want it. And if you're like, oh, like, why are they always like so kind when I talk to them? Why are they always so passionate and loving? Like, like pretend to complain about what you really desire and watch it no longer be a desire. And I'm gonna leave you with this. You have good emotions and you have good feelings. You know when they come because they make you feel good. So the smile test, this is what I like to do. If it makes you excited, joyful, and have gratitude, keep thinking those thoughts. I love you all so much. You have the answers within you. You know whether or not someone makes you feel good. You know whether or not you're meant to be with them. And you know that you can trust your intuition because God gave you your intuition as a tool to listen to Him. It's just God in your ear. So if you hear something and it makes you smile and it makes you happy and excited, trust it and follow it and take action. Your purpose is just one hobby away and one joyful event away. Just do what makes you happy and choose love and focus on yourself. And please, if you're waiting on your divine union, don't become impatient because you are your first union. You are the lover of your life first. So focus on yourself. Don't chase. Don't even try to go on dates. They will come to you, and your love will feel so right. You'll want to go out with them. You'll be like, yes, 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 because you're the person I've loved all along. And you will know if this is for you, which it's for most people, because chances are if your soul chose someone, especially if it was at an early age, your heart knows what it wants pretty soon, especially if you've stayed with that person for a while. So, I love you all. You are your first love. Focus on your passions, and you all are on the right path. If you have found this video, you're literally becoming one. We're building this new earth. We're allowing this new earth. And I wanted to share my cute little froggy. So we all know what's coming up. Autumn. And I've got my little pumpkin. And if you have any amethyst near you, and also, I was gonna say, if you have amethyst near you, just like, I don't know, just hold it around. Imagine loving thoughts. Say your affirmations in the mirror. You can rub it. If you're feeling anxious, you can bring it around, put it in your pocket. I like to put wealth ones in my pocket for wealth when I go out, and then love for love. You can also give the person you love a love quartz, put it in their pocket. And also, last thing I am going to mention is, honestly, it just slipped my mind. I am so tired right now. Hope you all take care of yourself and get some sleep. I love you all, and thank you all for being here. Welcome to Awakening Love.